What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Doing a quick video today on how to fit the door bushings on the MX5. So I've heard quite a lot of hype online about these door bushings and that fitting aftermarket upgraded poly ones are a lot better apparently and make the car a lot stiffer. So I'm going to do a little bit of a fitting guide, how to do it, and if these are actually worth fitting or not. So I haven't got any sort of affiliation with a company that I bought these from or anything like that. This is just purely my take on if these are any good or not. So what I've bought is these, and these are for within your door shuts, which I'll show you in a second. I've bought these from a company called Just Send It Designs. I've bought other stuff from them and they're pretty good company. The stuff I've bought from them before has always been fairly decent stuff. I don't know if I've got it to hand here. Let me have a look. I've got it to hand, but I did buy a oil seal tool from them, which was really good. All their stuff is 3D printed, so it's all printed off of a machine. Pretty decent quality. In the box, what came in the box was obviously the bushes. You get a little sticker, instructions. That's pretty cool as well that they're on a scan QR code. So rather than sending loads of instructions, just scan that if you don't know how to do the job. That will tell you how to do it. And then a little packet of fixings to fix these on. So let me walk you around the car. I'll show you the car quick. This is going on my green V-Spec, these bushes. I'm going to fit them to this car first. If they're any good, then I'll buy another set and I'll fit them on the track car as well. But I thought there's no point buying two sets if they don't really do anything. So this is going to be an honest review. Do they actually work? Are they worth buying? They weren't very dear. They was only 16, I think it was £16.99, I think, for the pair. Obviously replacing the old bushes that have been on the car for 35 years isn't going to be a bad thing anyway. But whether these actually work and they're supposed to stiffen the car up or, you know, stop a lot of shaking the doors, we will see, or if it's going to be a placebo effect as such. So it's going to be an honest review. Are they worth it? I'll let you know. So this is my V-Spec Roadster for those of you that have not seen it. This one's my pride and joy. In good condition. It's rolling on the Watanabe wheels there. I've subtly modified the car, not too much. This is fairly standard with just some nice retro themed mods. I've got the front OEM spoiler on the bumper. And I've got some retro mirrors. And got the gold Eunos stripe. I've got a nice runabout Type 1 fuel flap. Boot lid rack. Got a nice rear lower lip on the bumper as well. And also MX5 part stainless steel exhaust, which sounds lovely. So coming to the inside of the car then. As it's the V-Spec, got all the nice tan. All the seats are in immaculate condition. You normally see these with tears, but I've had all that addressed. Original brown Roadster mats in there, pedals, the Nardi steering wheel, the Nardi wood, and then a homemade dash cover on the top. And it's got like the wood trim effect around the gear knob and the tombstone. And sitting on a nice hard top, being it's winter now. Again, in lovely condition. And we've got the nice Roadster seal seal covers on there too. And coming to that, these are the bushes, and these are what we're going to be replacing with the new ones. So I'll grab one. So these new ones from Just Send It are going to be replacing these, and they're going to go on there like that once we remove these off. So these ones, as you can see, there's quite a bit of movement in them, and they're quite flexible, like a rubbery sort of material. So I can only imagine that fitting these stiff hard versions probably is going to make it a lot stiffer, and probably is hopefully going to reduce a bit of shake in the door and scuttle, hopefully stiffen things up a little bit, but we shall see. So let's get on to fitting these. Right then guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to undo the two bolts that secure these on, and they're just held with a 10mm bolt, so I'll get them undone. You can also use a screwdriver on these, but I'd recommend using your ratchet and a socket, just for the simple fact of you're not going to round them off then. So that's it, removed. So that's easy as that. So the new one, so the new bush is going to fit on like so, and we're going to have to obviously test with opening and closing the door to make sure that it sits okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to fit this on, but I'm only going to do it up very, very lightly, just enough so it bites, so that there'll be a little bit of movement in it, so that I can shut the door on it, so that when the door shuts, it will put it into the place where it needs to be. Okay, so let's get this one bolted on with the new hardware. The hardware that comes with the kit are little Allen bolts. So let's get them on. Right, so I'm going to undo them slightly so that we can open and shut the door. I'm going to take a bit of a guess as to where they're going to go. Right, so I've tightened them just very, very loosely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the door and see where this ends up. Right, let's just give this a gentle close. Okay, and open up. That now should hopefully be where it's got to stay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to nip these up now. All right, let's get these tightened up. Now when you tighten these, it does say on the instructions to tighten them, but don't over tighten them. Okay, so I think that's probably about where I want to be. It's not going to move. And now I'll try and shut the door, see how it feels. So let's give it a go. Door seems to shut nicely. Very nice. You can almost hear it as well. It sounds a lot better. Let's go around to the driver's side, what hasn't had the new bush fit yet. Just see if there's any sort of difference in that. I'm just going to have to take the light out a minute because I've got that plugged in now. Right, let's just shut this one just to see if I think it feels any different. It seems to sounds a little different. Sounds a little bit different, but can't really tell too much at the minute. Yeah, this definitely does feel a bit more secure. Definitely seems to close nicer. Right, let's get the driver's side fitted. Right, let's just get the driver's one off. So again, use your ratchet rather than a screwdriver. Makes things easier. That's one. And two. Take that off. Let's get the new one. Just give that a little wipe while it's, give it a little clean while I'm there. Again, let's get this one fitted on. So again, same principle, just get them hand tight, get them to where you roughly think. I'm sort of doing them in the middle, not too tight, so that when I shut the door it'll move it to where it needs to be. So, okay, loosen that just ever so slightly. Right, now I'm going to shut the door. Same thing as last time, just so it lines up. Let's do that now. Just gently with the door. And again, seems to shut nice. Does feel better, definitely does feel better. Right, let's tighten this up. So we know that's in the right position for the door now. Nip it up. As I said, don't over tighten it, just so that it's snug. There we go, that's not moving, nice and snug. And that's it. That's it, so the driver's one's all finished. They look quite smart as well. But when you close the door, definitely feels a lot more secure. So hopefully when I'm driving about, you won't get as much scuttle shake. We shall see. So if you have a look at these old bushes, as you can see, look, they're really, really flexible. You know, I mean, they are 35 years old, but there's a lot of movement in those. You know, really, really supple. So hopefully doing that little mod will help out. It's only a real quick video today. Really quick, simple mod. Anyone can do that at home. You ain't got to be good working on cars. I'm going to take the car out for a drive and I'll see how it performs. go for a drive to see if this has worked. First impressions is pretty good. I'm going over quite a lot of bumps and the doors are not really rattling at all. I'm going over quite a few bumps at the minute on a 60-mile-an-hour road. And whilst there's a little bit of scuttle shake in the cabin from the dash, the actual doors do feel pretty solid, to be fair. Yeah, it's feeling pretty good. Tell you what, I've owned loads of cars, but any time you drive an MX5, nothing really compares to it. They're just so much fun. Not about the power with these cars, they're just so much fun to drive. Coming up to a faster road now. Feels good. Hopefully you can still hear me, the exhaust is quite loud. Oh, I love this car. Throwing it into the roundabout a little bit just to see if I can feel any sort of rattles from the door. It does feel tight. Feels good. Too far. There's definitely not as much scuttle shake inside the car, definitely. What I paid for these bushes, I think it's worth it. I think for 16 quid, whether there's a bit of placebo effect there as well, maybe, I don't know, but the doors certainly open and close better, and there definitely doesn't feel as much rattling in the doors. As for stiffening things up, that's always going to be a bit hard to tell because I've already got a front engine strut brace on the car and underbody strut bracing as well anyway, so but overall I think I'm pretty happy with that. Well, I've got to say, guys, that was pretty decent, to be fair. I think the bushes have definitely stiffened things up. I mean, you can see, like, even just trying to move the door inside, it's a lot more stiffer and doesn't rattle as much. So I think, like I say, I can't tell whether it's actually stiffened the car up at all, because I've got other braces on the car, like I said. But I think for 16 quid, you know, at the end of the day, those bushes that were on the car for 35 years, as I showed you, they're really supple. There's a lot of movement in them. So it's only a good thing, and it replacing them after 35 years. But I do think there is some benefits there. So like I said, I'm not affiliated with that company in any way. Just Send It Designs, I think they've done a good little product there. I think it's good value for money. Easy to fit, literally takes 10 minutes, if that. They fit well. I didn't have to alter them in any way. I didn't have to sand them down or anything like that. So yeah, good little cheap mod, I think, and I would definitely recommend it to you guys. I'll put the company name again in the video description. Hope it's been useful for you, this video, guys. Hope it just showed you a quick, easy, cheap mod that you can do. Yeah, that's it for this one. I'll catch you in the next video. If you liked it, give us a like, a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more MX5 content. I've got plenty on there. And I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Take care. See you later.